You're 23,
and already feel late.
late for money, late for a career, late for love, late for traveling, late for buying something stupid and expensive just to prove you're doing fine. And the funniest part is that nobody officially told you there was a deadline. There was no email saying, Dear human, by 25 you should have a stable income, emotional maturity, a perfect relationship, clear skin, and preferably an apartment with a kitchen island. But somehow,
We all got the memo.
you open Instagram, and some guy who still looks like he needs permission to cross the street is explaining how he retired his parents at 19. And you're sitting there thinking, cool, I reheated pasta today. Maybe I'm wasting my potential. That feeling is everywhere now. Not failure exactly, something worse. The feeling that everyone else has already started living and you're still in the loading screen. Someone is ahead of you in money, someone in love, someone has a better body, someone bought a house, someone has children. Someone has no children and somehow looks even freer because of it. There is always somebody whose life can be used as evidence against yours. That's the trap. We stopped comparing lives. We compare categories. You take one person's salary, another person's relationship, another person's body, another person's confidence, combine them into one imaginary superhuman, and then ask yourself why you're not that person. Of course you're behind. You're racing against a creature that doesn't exist. Social media makes this beautifully worse because nobody uploads the boring middle. Nobody posts, month 17 of trying to build something, still kinda shit. Day 438 of my relationship, we argued about laundry. No, we post the moment after the result, the new car, the promotion, the engagement, the transformation, the apartment keys. So your brain sees everybody constantly arriving somewhere while you're still walking. And then comes the panic. What if I chose the wrong degree? What if I wasted 3 years? What if I should have started YouTube at 16? What if my potential is already rotting somewhere inside me like an avocado you forgot in the fridge? Calm down. Actually, no, don't calm down completely. Some panic is useful. Sometimes feeling behind is your brain correctly telling you, hey idiot, you've been saying I'll start next month for 3 years. Not every uncomfortable feeling is society's fault. Sometimes you really are procrastinating. Sometimes you are lazy. Sometimes you're scared and calling it waiting for the right time. But there is a difference between realizing you need to move and treating your entire life like a failed project. You can be behind in one thing without being behind in life. You can be broke at 27 and socially confident, single at 30 and genuinely happy, successful at 22 and completely empty. There is no universal scoreboard. We want life to work like school. At 18, university. At 22, job. At 25, serious relationship. At 30, house. At 35, money, children, emotional stability, nice teeth. Then what? Congratulations, you completed human being. Credits roll. Unfortunately, life is much more annoying than that. People restart careers at 40, meet love at 50, lose everything at 33, start again, fail, become interesting again. Life refuses to follow your little spreadsheet. And yes, some doors do close. I'm not going to tell you that at 67 you have the exact same options as at 19. That would be motivational bullshit. Time matters, but time passing is not the same as time being wasted. You played games for a year? Maybe you enjoyed that year. You worked a job that led nowhere? Maybe you learned what kind of life you hate. You dated the wrong person? Congratulations. You now have a very expensive piece of information. Not everything has to become money, status, progress, or a LinkedIn achievement to count as life. This obsession with being ahead creates another stupid problem. You stop enjoying what you have because you're constantly preparing for the version of yourself who finally deserves to relax. I'll enjoy life when I make more, when I move, when I get in shape, when I find someone, when my channel grows. When. You keep moving happiness 3 kilometers ahead of you and then complain that you can't catch it. Maybe you are behind. Behind who? Your friend? Some millionaire? A random 16-year-old with a rented Lamborghini and a course called Escape the Matrix? You're not living their life. You don't have their starting point, luck, fears, family, opportunities, mistakes, or weird obsession with crypto. So maybe stop asking whether you're ahead or behind. Ask something uglier and more useful. Do I respect the direction I'm moving in? Because you can move slowly in the right direction and still be doing better than someone sprinting toward a life they secretly hate. And if the answer is no, if you know you've been standing still, hiding, making excuses, good. At least now you have something real to work with. Start small. Not change your life today. That phrase should be illegal. Do one thing your future self won't be embarrassed about. Send the email. Apply. Go outside. Learn something. Call someone. Start the project badly. You don't need to catch up with the world. The world isn't waiting at the finish line. Most people are running in circles pretending they know where they're going. And some of the people you envy are probably looking at somebody else, thinking exactly what you're thinking. Fuck, I'm behind. Anyway, subscribe. I need this channel to succeed before a 12-year-old becomes a millionaire and ruins my evening again.